From a Super Bowl Monday hangover, it's a locker room full of single-scented nuggets.
Wow, I like that the shout is back. It had been gone for a while. You're back.
Joined as always by Emma Cooper Cup lurking and Matthew Stafford Mascardi. I'm the injured guy who ran on the field and got a penalty called on him for having too much fun in the wrong place. In today's...
I just got called the MVP, so I'm pretty excited about that.
You big dorky Christian. In today's Super Bowl themed show called February 14th, 2022, Super Bowl ads.
Woo!
Wow,
the ones we liked, the ones we hated, and some other stuff to make us sound smart. Okay, let's just do this. Today's show is more of a conversation, let's be real. This is always a difficult pull for us because there's a lot of material here. There are 83 ads. We have a few hours to put this all together. I will tell this to our listening audience. I made a spreadsheet.
Don't
awesome.
celebrate that.
I wish I could share it with you because it's awesome. And for all of you who are in the ESG space, finance space, research space, my spreadsheet is way more fun than all of your stupid spreadsheets.
We did try to categorize every one of the 83 ads as woke or not. So you're not going to get that somewhere else.
And as I'll talk about later, for which sin they represent: greed, sloth, etc. All right, let's do this. Before we talk about the more nerdy aspects of the commercials, I just want to, mostly to embarrass Matt, can we just pick a few favorites and a few ones we hated?
Yeah.
All right. I know Matt hates this. I don't care. I'll do mine quickly. I have a lot of them, actually. And I think that Matt has none, I'm seeing, and Emma has one. So I think I took this too seriously. Let's just do this. Ready?
I did have a favorite.
All right. I'll do it quickly. Some crypto thing with Larry David. I'm sorry. It made me laugh.
Oh, it's just because you're Larry David.
I know.
Fetish.
I can't help it. I told Emma I don't laugh at much. I'm a really hard laugh. The dude just makes me He just makes me laugh. I don't know why. He just makes me laugh. Because
Did the
he's angry,
Velocicoaster
hateful.
make you laugh too?
The who? The lobster?
The Velocicoaster.
No. I also liked. I like Dr. Evil. I like seeing Mike Myers again. Okay, sorry. I like seeing Gerard Mayo hit people. I like that. It was funny. I like I like seeing Meadow and AJ Soprano because it put me in a Back to the Future kind of mood, and I was like, wait, aren't these characters supposed to be dead? What does this mean? Are they alive? What? I just got my head spinning.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, it's not a spoiler because you don't know. The finale doesn't answer any questions, so don't worry about it. And finally,
once again, feels like another spoiler.
No. There's nothing. And if you haven't seen Sopranos in 2022, I don't care.
Come on.
I mean, one of the best actors ever, James Gandolfini, is dead. So sorry, James. I love you. Okay. The ones I'm embarrassed to have liked, something with Anna Kendrick, but sorry, she comes from my neighborhood, so we're forced to love everything Anna Kendrick.
That was a good commercial.
All right. Second, I kind of embarrassingly like the Salesforce commercial. Because
be embarrassed by that.
I am, because they were saying all the business pants things like F the metaverse, F the space race, and I love Damian Rollis. It was all in there, so I liked it.
I did hear that. That was a quote.
And finally, here's the one that I have to admit, and I know you guys are gonna crap on me for it, but the Google Pixel 6 Lizzo in real tone, taking pictures of black people. I liked it. It moved me. I know it's embarrassing. I don't usually get moved by that greenwash
How
woke
stoned
crap.
were you when you watched it?
But I actually it moved me. I don't know why. I fell for it 100%. And Emma, you can go up next. Okay, and you can make fun of me all you want for all my picks. But for the ones I hated everything else. Everything. I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I went down the list and I was like, I just hate it all. So there you go. That's my list.
All right, I'm actually going to start with my least favorite because I'm ready to fight
because you're
Damien
Emma
a little
lurking.
bit.
Yeah, but you're also Emma. I mean, I'm Emma. We get you by now.
Yeah, we started
your
with
least
the
favorite
one
are
you
your
loved.
most
I'd be
favorite.
confused.
Yeah, come on, Emma.
So my least favorite is exactly Damien's #1 favorite. My least
Thank you,
favorite was
thank you.
FTX, the crypto platform. And but
Oh.
where I do have to agree with Damien, it is my least favorite because it was so effective. The people love
So
Larry
funny,
David.
Larry
David has a large demographic already at his disposal. Good job on Larry David. They're playing into like the old people just don't get it, so you feel like a little less stupid for doing it. And they make you feel like an old fogey if you're not in the crypto game. But the reason it's
Right.
my least favorite is because it softens crypto and it makes it seem like
I
approachable
guess.
and less risky, which scares me. It's like the Robin Hood confetti. Like, oh, if there's confetti every time I do a transaction, it must be
That's
fine.
true.
Right?
That's a better comp, I think. But Emma, you're smarter than I am because I watched that commercial and I laughed my ass off because I just love Larry David. At the end, I was like, "What's it for?" I just didn't care. I was just like, "What? I don't know. Who cares?"
And that's my final thing is, look, I'm very literal. I am. I'm very literal. And if I don't know what you are advertising to me by the end of the commercial, I'm confused and I'm upset.
really? You actually
because I
care,
would like
okay.
to know, because hypothetically, all you know is that it's just a place to get started with crypto. That is the only thing I know about FTX
Right.
after watching that commercial. So I'm upset by that, which is why it's my least favorite. Moving
Got it.
on
Yeah.
to my most favorite, which
Uh,
rectifies the
yes.
last problem of the FTX commercial, which is you do know what they're selling and they show you, God forbid. So my favorite was Skechers. They did a thing with Willie
Oh.
Nelson where he was advertising Skechers,
Skechers.
kind of like he was trying to promote the legalization of marijuana, but then the people in the commercial were like, wait, nope, this is legal, this is fine, you can advertise this without all of the weird esoteric language. And it was kind of funny. It was simple. It actually advertises the product and shows you what it is. It has a beautiful pan down to his feet, and you see some lovely gray Skechers
God.
on the feet of Willie
I'm,
Nelson.
Emma, I'm surprised by this. Do you wear
Way
Skechers?
over, yeah. What
Do you wear
and
Skechers?
and hang
Yeah.
on, I actually
Yeah.
own nothing from Skechers, but now I
But
feel
you
like
do
I might
smoke
have
weed
to.
like Willie Nelson.
I have never smoked marijuana in
Okay.
my life. I don't know what you're
That's
talking
fair.
about.
That's fair.
But I did a little research, and the reason this is my favorite at the end of the day is because
Yep.
they used marijuana as like their little trope in their commercial. And after my research, it doesn't look like Skechers uses any prison labor for their products based on
Okay.
a statement that they
I
made.
like that.
And
Yeah.
so they aren't total assholes for using the marijuana reference, and they don't seem to donate to anyone actively perpetuating mass incarceration or anti-marijuana
right.
legislation. So this all sort of checked out for me more than everything else.
Is Skechers a publicly traded company? Do we know
It
this?
is.
Let's
It is.
let's dig into it later in the week. I want to see if Emma's right about this. And by the way, the fine print said they use no prison labor just for the making of that commercial.
Yeah, that's
But
what I meant. Yeah.
But the sneakers themselves, they actually make in a prison.
It's 85% prison labor.
According to my research, no, but I'm very open to being proven wrong.
Yeah. So when you're driving by a state prison and you see the one where the FedEx trucks are just back up to, that's the ones making Skechers. I'm just saying.
Perfect.
All right, so it's my turn to tell you my favorite. I actually there are three that
You actually
come
have
to mind.
favorites?
Yeah,
I'm surprised,
one's
dude.
gonna make Emma upset,
Cringe?
and the
Damn.
other two won't. I liked the Mary J. Blige
why?
like, health screening
Yeah.
one, right?
Yep.
Because he's married to a
Look,
doctor.
You never like have you ever seen a company advertise health screenings to a primarily marginalized community in black
Right.
women, right? Like,
But
No,
are they
I just- I'm
stealing
with
their
you.
health data or something scary?
yes.
Ooh, I like it. Emma.
But who isn't? Like, look, healthcare
true.
is private in this country, and the best way to stop something is to get ahead of it. But we don't subsidize healthcare at all. So, it's just nice to see. It was refreshing. It was a refreshing commercial.
I-
The
and-
one that's
and
gonna
Emma-
piss Emma
Yeah.
off, though.
Can I
is
just
not
say
that
one thing to Emma? Emma, I
Yeah.
want people to have my health data because I'm sick of telling my doctor over and over all my life the same things repeatedly. I mean,
Well,
you know how many
It
times
would
I've
make
told
it
him I'm
easier.
allergic to penicillin? I have told him 448,000 times I'm allergic to effing penicillin, all right? So steal my data.
and you're done.
Stop talking
You're
to me.
tired.
Okay, sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead,
I
Matt.
understand.
But the one that's gonna piss Emma off is a little bit different. I really liked that Coinbase spent $7 million for
Matt.
a QRC
Oh,
code
stop
that
it.
bounced
Yeah.
around for 60 straight seconds.
That they stole from The Office.
I don't care
Yeah.
where they stole it from. It
All right.
crashed their website.
Is that right?
The aftermath was so many people actually scanned the QRC code, and it took them to Coinbase.com that their website crashed. It was the
Wow.
best unintended consequence I could
Wait,
ever think of.
Emma, when you were watching that ad, Emma, did you ever once think I should scan the code?
No.
Yeah, I didn't
Neither
either.
did
I
I.
don't. I just stared at it like the idiot that I am. I didn't even realize that. So people were actually scanning it that much it crashed the site.
Yes,
That's
that is correct.
wow. Shocked by that.
And the last one I liked was Gerard
Yeah.
Mayo.
Yes.
Hellman's
former
mayonnaise.
Patriot linebacker. Yeah.
Tackling food waste. First of
Oh,
all,
yeah,
it was
the food
so
waste
on the
thing.
nose.
Yeah, it
was
made me laugh.
ridiculous.
It was on my list.
And his name is Gerard Mayo, and it's Hellman's Mayo. The whole thing was just
Yeah, it's like a
absurd.
throwback joke. Just stupid. Just
It
stupid.
was.
It
It
was
was
the-
so stupid.
Some person at whatever ad agency was like, here's a slam dunk. Let's get a Mayo company. Oh, who is it? The only one.
And what's wrong with me and Matt? Because I also picked that one too. Why is it funny to watch a linebacker hit like a grandmother and a child? And I don't know why. Is that
I
funny?
know.
Every time it's
Why
funny.
are
Every
you so
time.
violent?
I don't
and
know.
then and then
I'm not
and then
even. I'm
land on
pacifist.
Pete Davidson, which is just a perfect end to it.
All right.
Before we get into the broader conversation, I want to
Yes.
give you a stat sheet. Can I give you a stat sheet now
Do
or
it.
after?
Do it. Just do
All
it.
right, I'll give it
Do
to
it
you
now.
now. Right. So speaking of the ad agencies, so here's my quick stats on what we watched. 83 commercials. I estimate that 16% of them were woke or woke service in woke
That's
service.
it?
That's
Okay.
it. That's all I got. However, when I watched 63 commercials from the 2002 Super Bowl this morning.
Yeah.
That's right.
for you.
This is what I spent my morning doing.
Amazing research.
And I categorize those 0%. I am not joking.
Shock.
Zero. Not only were 0% even close to being woke or woke adjacent, they were 100% white people. Like there was,
Okay.
and it was like 74% increase in boobs. There was like a 93% increase in alcohol. It was a special time to be alive, and we're not in that time anymore. I also 70% of the companies that advertised were publicly traded, and of the
Okay.
70% that were publicly traded, almost a third of them are fake public.
Okay. Dictator company.
Which
Okay.
dictator companies? I just didn't know
What's
that
the-
there were
what's
that
your
many
point, though?
dictators in the Super Bowl. And the
Okay.
last point is the ad agency with the most airtime, 8 minutes
Yes.
of airtime, directed by Whedon Kennedy or Wyden Kennedy. I don't know how to say the ad agency's name. I in furtherance of my theory that everything's getting slightly woker, the ad agency by leadership is 57% male. That's really
Okay.
that's a lot of women in the leadership team. 42%.
Unfortunately, yeah, these days that's a lot. Yeah.
That's like a ton. That might as well
That's
be
a ton.
all.
Yeah.
They are 75% white, so
Okay.
and 74% heterosexual.
Double
Self-identified.
few.
That's what I got.
You know what's funny, Matt? Is I had the complete opposite reaction to this. I didn't feel a big woke ad mix. I did my own research. Same spreadsheet. Gotta love that spreadsheet. 83 ads. 15% were about cars, and yes, they were all like EV, electric vehicle cars, but only one talked about the electric vehicle car that like it mattered, like it actually. There's the one with Dr. Evil, Mike Myers,
General
Austin
Motors,
Powers.
yeah.
Only one that mentioned anything good about the car. The rest were like back to like get the manly truck, that kind
Except
of a
that
car.
all of them
Okay.
were electric. Like, did
Right,
you
but they
notice
didn't
that
sell them-
80% of the car commercials were
Okay.
electric cars.
Okay, but they're not. But I'm saying they're not selling them for woke principles anymore. We're already beyond that in electric vehicles, and we're now trying to like target like macho MAGA men. Just saying.
With electric vehicles.
Okay, but just saying. Okay, also, 19% food and bev, half on booze. We got 20% passive entertainment, movies, TV, streaming. The big number here, 55% were related to sin, either greed, sloth, gluttony, pride, but no lust. I didn't see any lust.
Oh,
Nothing like from 2002. So
I still
something
think
has changed.
travel is lust.
But here's my takeaway, opposite of yours, Matt, is I think this represents like we're post woke already. We've given up. We're based on all these ads. Let's accelerate to the metaverse where we can sit around, eat, get drunk, watch TV. Stop worrying about fixing shit. It had its moment, and that moment is over. Last year we delivered a lot of woke messages. But this year we've embedded woke into the language of advertising, right? Like it's there, but we're not telling you how it's
not
there.
Really, though. Look, I think
Yeah.
you're partially right because
Thank you.
of my
Thank you.
takeaway watching.
And the show, I'm partially right.
I mean, between the crypto, the streaming wars, and the amount of like junk food and alcohol that they really want you to buy, yeah, they're basically saying. You should gamble on an app while watching Netflix, drunk and full of Cheetos. That's basically what the
Absolutely.
Super Bowl advertised. That's just American consumerism. If you watched the 2002 through 2007 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
what's different?
Here's the difference, Matt, is that we're 20 years beyond 2002, and aren't we supposed to be in the culture that gives a shit? Like, aren't we supposed to know better now?
This is what
No.
we give a shit about now.
Why not?
Yeah, Emma's right. The answer is no, because we're selling
What?
to base human instincts. And what we give a shit about now is that you have a black person in your commercial. It's about inclusion in the commercials.
Right, that's what I'm
because
saying. Embedded
what
into the language of
companies
advertising
realized-
without doing anything. Yeah.
No, this is a totally different.
Okay.
What the companies realized is it isn't just white people who buy our products. We want black people to sit on their couches, gamble on crypto,
Sure.
eat Cheetos, and watch Netflix also. That's what they realized. That is the 2002, 20 years ago, to 2022 transition. We
Right,
also
but
want
again-
everyone else to enjoy the sloth that we've been selling to America.
I still think you're forgetting
white
the main-
America.
I still think you're forgetting the main point here is that as a culture, we're supposed to have evolved over those last 20 years. We're supposed to have recognized the
Says
climate
who?
crisis, income inequality. What? Okay. Emma,
As
why
if
don't you bail us
evolution
out?
happens in less than 10,000 years.
Says who? I disagree with both of you. I
Okay.
100% disagree with both of you. This is just a classic distraction tactic. They being the corporate overlords that be are
Oh, God.
they
That's me.
benefit when people give up. They are actively advertising giving
wait,
up to you.
you agree-
They're
then
not
you agree
saying
with me.
you have all given up. They want
Then
you
you
to
agree
give
with me.
up. No,
She's
because
agreeing
what
with
you're
me.
saying is we've all given up. As a society, we've all given up. That's not true. They're advertising giving up to you
Okay.
because that benefits them. Because if you've given up,
True.
there's no pushback on them for anything that they want to do. So
I haven't
by
given up.
advertising-
Matt's given up. That's what you're saying.
Oh, that's
Emma,
for sure. 100%.
take us
Matt
take
doesn't
us
pay
over.
attention.
Emma, take over the show. Take us into Salesforce world here. What do you have?
Okay. Welcome to Salesforce World. So excited to have
Ooh,
you here.
The new
except
meta
for-
world. I like it.
I'm not so convinced of that, but sure. So I think that the three of us as a unit sort of all picked out the Salesforce ad as the one that caught our attention the most. And so I cut down the 1 minute ad into half its length in just the speaking parts, just the dialogue. So I'm going to play that for you right now.
This is gonna be intense.
Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's not time to escape. It's time to engage. It's time to plant more trees. It's time to build more trust. It's time to make more space for all of us. So while the others look to the metaverse and Mars, let's stay here and restore ours. Yeah, it's time to blaze our trail. Because the new frontier, it ain't rocket science. It's right here.
Space.
And that's it.
That's the most
So-
ESG ad ever. Come on. That's like activists, investors, stakeholders rule, F the metaverse. Come on. And
So-
is it any surprise that it comes from ESG darling companies, Salesforce, Mark Benioff, who get like they get like not even triple A's at the mothership. They probably get like 17 A's. Do they do 17 A's?
Right.
Is that a rating yet?
I think they're about to break a record and have the first 17A rating. But okay, so Damien likes this ad, right, Damien? I don't want to.
Yeah. Look, sure. It speaks like I'm embarrassed by it, but yeah, it speaks my language, which is, or the business pants language, which is
Emma,
F the space race and F the metaverse. That's all I'm
But
saying.
Damien,
Emma, you know it's just because of Mark Benioff's beard. That's
Oh,
it.
of
That's
course.
No,
100%.
my beard is way better than that. Come on.
okay, but Damien, so this sounds about right to you. This is hitting all the correct buttons.
I know it's
But
it's
what?
woke-washy,
Let me
greenwashy.
just
Yeah.
ask. What does Salesforce do?
I have no idea. I don't know.
See, this is my issue.
I had some
Why?
friends at MSCI. Believe it or not, I had friends, and the people who worked with Salesforce made a hell of a lot more money than I did. That's all I remember about Salesforce. They had that
Right.
application, and they were able to like buy whiskey after work. I don't know.
But
I don't know what it
does it not
does.
concern you that you are drawn in by an ad
Yeah.
for a company whose services you fundamentally do not understand at
Yes.
all? That is concerning to you.
It's
Okay,
not-
I'm
it's
just
not-
making sure.
Okay, sure. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, yeah, Matt, you're making a face.
Yeah.
now.
I
Down
mean,
there.
I didn't understand like it might be all of Damien's bearded talking points.
Yep.
But I
Mhm.
didn't understand why Salesforce was saying any of them.
Because it's Benioff. Right?
Salesforce
He's an ESG woke
and
dude.
he reportedly was very involved in the making of this commercial.
See?
This is
Yes.
a purposeful shot across Zuck and Musk's bow
Yes.
for some reason.
What do you mean for some
Salesforce-
reason? You know what reason?
Salesforce is a cloud-based sales platform where they help you sell more crap. That's
Yeah,
what they do.
That part I
you,
don't like.
You put in customers into the cloud. They track the customer's every move and everything they do. You keep notes on it every time they sneezed, and
Yep.
then it generates leads so that you can sell them more of your tat, whatever
Keep
it
selling.
is that you sell.
I guess there's nothing technically wrong with that.
No, but connect it to let's stay here on Earth instead of go to the metaverse. Well, I don't. The
No, I'm with
disconnect to
you.
me is
I'm
like
with you.
literally you're advertising to get attention by attacking fellow tech bros.
You know what it is?
None of
He's
you
a
are
li-
even
yeah.
talking about what you do.
He's a
Like, is
little there's a little Mark Cuban in him where he acts like he is a good guy, but really he's just running a dumb, pointless sports team. Like, I don't know. I fall for the Benioff-isms the same way I sometimes fall for the Fink-isms and the Jamie Dimon-isms. Is that I think there's a message there that is real and that is important, and that they may believe in it. But look, I only point it out because they're unicorns. No one else is speaking this language. So as much as I want to make fun of it, I don't know. I'm aligned with it, so I feel uncomfortable making fun of it. So there you go. Hey, make fun of me. Go ahead,
more-
Emma.
What's more interesting to me actually about this commercial, so going through the script, what he said was, it's not time to escape, it's time to engage, it's time to plant more trees, it's time to build more trust, it's time to make more space for all of us. So while the others look to the metaverse and Mars, let's stay here and restore ours. Why are they rhyming? I don't know.
Well, it's Matthew McConaughey. One of the problems is Matthew McConaughey. If they had hired me, which they should have, people would have believed me.
It's like the
So-
Lorax.
Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, he did co-create this commercial. He was also very integral to the creation
Him and
of this
Benioff.
commercial.
What a combo, yeah.
I know, seriously. And he gave this interview with Variety where he was like, I'm not anti-space innovation. Like, I'm not anti-metaverse.
Oh, he's already backtracking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh,
There was
Jesus. Okay.
there was no strong, real opinion behind this other than, look, I'm better than you. We're better than everyone else. Don't you
Well,
see how much better than everyone else we are? Even though you don't
Matt,
know what
this
we
goes-
do.
Matt, this goes with one of your favorite talking points. Is you always make fun of Benioff because he's like a Mr. Co-CEO. He always needs a everything, right?
That's true. He's tried
so
it
he
like
even-
2 or 3 times, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he needs like a co-celebrity to help him create a dumb ad.
I don't know. I get the attraction to it is the idea of Team Earth and hating on the metaverse. I'm a guy
ESG.
who hates on the metaverse more than anybody in this
Yeah.
stupid team of us. And this commercial, I was like, it just felt like incongruous entirely. Like, why are why don't all the billionaires just take their dicks out and measure them and get it over with? Do we have
I
to
agree.
do the like Team Earth, and then I'm gonna be Team Earth and you can be Team Metaverse? What is that? I don't care. Get over it.
So the last thing
Yeah.
I want to bring up, because I
Go
want to zoom out and see what your opinions are on this, is I think the most interesting part to me is the fact that NBC and the NFL have chosen to let this ad air because they are hypothetically making an enemy of everyone, of the Elon Musks, of the Zuckerbergs, by
No.
letting Salesforce criticize them on
That's
the
too
greatest stage for advertisements ever, So I'm interested in that factored into their decision making, or like if that statement means anything, if anything. I don't know.
I can't really agree with the sentiment there because I didn't think the ad was that strongly worded. I don't know if there are any enemies being made. I think it was.
You
kind
don't
of
think that it'll look bad for the future of advertising for NBC or the NFL to let Salesforce go on the Super Bowl and say basically fuck the metaverse, like let's stay here?
Except that I wish they had said "fuck the metaverse" because it really
they
was
did
a lot
not.
softer and yeah. If they want that, they should put our shows up on the Super Bowl. They should let us
Can
advertise
you
because
imagine?
that's not. Yeah, because I don't know that. Believe me, I wish it was "fuck the metaverse," but it was more like I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a punk band being released by Warner Brothers Music. I don't know. It was nobody cares. Yeah.
Right. So
Is there a Warner
and
Brothers
then
Music? I don't know.
the last thing about Salesforce is kind of a shift from their Super Bowl ad to something that is coming out again, last week, where Salesforce is saying that it will tie executive pay to its ability to hire, retain, and promote employees from underrepresented groups for co-CEOs Mark Benioff and Brett Taylor.
Yes.
Which, this sounds good. I think it's actually a re-announcement of something that happened last summer that is now going into effect.
they're
But there's
quantifying
also
it.
not a ton of information about it in general.
Look.
So it's a lot of fakey looking wokeness from Salesforce
okay, here you
over
go.
here.
I love how negative you two losers are. But here's the thing: is that if all 500 S&P 500 companies were tying elements of executive pay to diversity, etc., this would be a major victory. I know some of them would be kind of like, it's not really doing a lot, but this is what we're striving for. I don't know why Salesforce gets crap for actually celebrating it, even though, again, it's not exactly moving mountains. I understand, but why are we crapping on Salesforce? Why don't we go back and crap on the people we like to crap on, like Zuck? We like to crap on him.
Salesforce makes itself an easy target.
Oh, see, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are they like? Because they're
Just the
sincere
ad.
about it.
I don't get
Yeah.
the incongruity of the ad. I don't get
All right.
like literally your business model is making it so we buy shit we probably don't need.
Well, that's America, baby.
And the advertisement is don't go to a universe we don't need, stay here on Earth. And what?
Yeah. Hang out in
Buy
New Jersey.
shit we don't need from companies you work with? Like I don't
Secretly
it's like-
collect our customers' data.
I don't really care either way. Mostly I think I don't want to be in a Salesforce database and I don't want to go to the metaverse. Can I just ignore this commercial entirely? Do I have to pick between Matthew McConaughey and Mark Zuckerberg? Those are my life choices?
Don't
Really?
say McConaughey.
Those are my
It's
life choices?
Mark Benioff. McConaughey was portraying Mark Benioff in the ad. Okay, so just get with it.
Those are my
look,
I
life
didn't pick up
choices.
on that.
Leave me out
Can we
of
at least
life.
agree? Can we at least agree?
I
that
want
it-
Gerard Mayo. Where is the commercial where Gerard Mayo tackles Matthew McConaughey and says, make less waste, and then runs away? That's
make
what
less,
I want.
Make less greenwash.
Less waste. That's all I want.
Can we at least agree? Okay, so which is the most ESG commercial then? Is it Gerard
It's the
Mayo or
Hellmann's.
is it Mark Mayo? Is it Mark Benioff? It's the Hellmann's. Okay.
It's got to be the Hellmann's commercial, which is horrific because Hellmann's is owned by Unilever, which isn't
you
exactly
go.
the bastion of
Yeah.
like ESG. And
Although
that
recently
to me is the point.
they've been trying. Yeah.
But that to me is the point of these, right? Like
Right.
it's one thing to if you knew that so you saw commercials for what Doritos and Cheetos, and that's Pepsi.
Pringles.
And you see a
Right.
commercial for Hellmann's, and that's Unilever. You see a commercial for Taco Bell, and that's a massive conglomerate that owns KFC and 5 other things, right? You see these commercials. There was a Procter and Gamble. There was a Sam's Club commercial with Kevin Hart that's actually owned by Walmart. There was so you watch a Walmart commercial and you're like, ew, Walmart. I like Sam's Club better, but they own them. That
Yeah.
all of these things are basically you're buying stuff from 7 companies, right? It's not like you're
This
buying
is-
from a lot of different companies. So it's all
This is
make
why the government needs to let Business Pants and Free Float Media put labels on everything. We have to be enshrined the right
I
in the
thought you were
Constitution.
trying to get us
to put labels
government
on
jobs
everything.
for a second, and I was like, I
No,
don't
no.
think we're eligible for that anymore.
But we should be allowed to put a label on everything, every ad, every piece of yellow snow, whatever it is. We're gonna put a label on it, and we're gonna tell you what's going on inside it. That should be bequeathed to us.
Whoa.
I never want you to say bequeathed again. It's just a
I was
terrible
uncomfortable
word.
as it was about to come out. I was a little uncomfortable. That's all I have for our very messy Super Bowl ad look back. Anyone else have anything brilliant to add to something that has not been brilliant so far?
What we have not stated is how
Yes.
much of this Super Bowl advertising season felt squarely like nostalgia porn for you and I. It's like
Yeah.
Gen X nostalgia porn was what it was.
Yes.
It was bringing back. There were 3 commercials to bring back the original Law and Order, and I was like, "That's
Right.
me. You're just talking to me. You're not talking to anybody
Yeah.
else." It's like
They are.
It's like
There's the
Emma,
Fresh
white
what's
guy
Prince
in
your-
college
reboot.
in 1998, right? Like that's me.
Emma, you're a little bit more culturally aware than most people, I think. But how do you when you see a slate of ads that's all as Matt is eloquently saying nostalgia porn? Does it land on you? How does it work with you?
Do you mean does it work well with me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Negatively with me?
Mike Myers, Dr. Dre. Does it land on you, or are you just
Yeah,
what are the old people saying? I don't know. Just
I
curious.
think there's a certain, I don't know. I think it strikes me as these super well-off rich people who are kind of towards the end of their careers who are nostalgia porn for you guys, but for me, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't. I love Mike Myers. I love Shrek. Who doesn't like Shrek? But doesn't necessarily do anything for me in terms of my desire to purchase whatever the hell Salesforce is trying to sell me.
Yeah, it is about Salesforce.
Well, if I just think about from the halftime show, from all the entertainment pieces, the set
Yep.
pieces here,
Uh-huh.
you had The Sopranos, you had
Yep.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Salma Hayek, both of whom
Yep.
were basically my generation. You have the Cable Guy, Jim Carrey. You have a reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but some sort of dark version of that. I don't know
Yep,
what
a drama.
why
Yep.
a drama version.
They're
we have
doing
Law and
dramatic
Order.
retelling.
We have Lord of the Rings. The first Lord of
Lots
the
of
Rings
dumb-
movie came out in 2000, right?
Yeah,
2001.
that's right up your alley,
Lots of
man.
comic book stuff
was
and
for you.
Paul Rudd and
The
all that dumb
Lakers
stuff.
has a new movie
Okay,
about
I have to
magic.
admit I was excited about the Lakers thing because I'm prepared for
Why?
the Celtics to show up in it, and I'm really hoping it's good. I have to be
Look
honest.
at you.
Yeah,
You're like a ridiculous Jaylen Brown fanboy.
I am. I'm sorry. They're on an
can't help
8-game
yourself.
winning streak. Don't
Look how
even
good she
worry
is.
about it.
Look how good
I'm
she is.
chilling over
Larry
here.
David, Clydesdales. It's 2022. Budweiser. Clydesdales? Are we
Yeah,
still
what's
with
up
the
with
fucking
that?
horses?
Yeah.
Like,
Can't we
uh,
move
uh,
Clydesdale into the metaverse already? They'd be
I
better
mean,
in
like
there.
seriously, nobody in any generation after. I remember the first Clydesdales commercials and didn't care about them when they came out. We're still doing the goddamn thing, right? Like,
But
does
now they're
anyone
so
care about
emotionally
them?
manipulative, and they are directed by Academy Award nominee or a winner, Chloe Zhao. So they're catering to
And
an
that's
audience,
and
clearly.
that's the
Paycheck.
woke inclusion, right?
Yes, it
it
is.
So we did Clydesdales the exact same way as a Clydesdale commercial, but now we have a famous female director, and therefore we're in the zeitgeist. It was very purely like a reboot of nostalgia porn. You just added more black people. Because in the 90s, all of this had no black people, no people of color, no
Well,
women. It was mostly white men.
Then it's a win.
and
Then it's a-
heterosexual.
No, there were
Then
a
from
lot
my
of
perspective,
women.
it's a
They
win.
just were nameless and sometimes faceless and
Yes, definitely.
nonverbal.
Definitely faceless.
You know.
Is there somebody talking? I'm having nostalgia porn, and there's like a nameless, faceless
Well,
woman.
Matt, well, the way you describe it,
sounds.
then it's a win. Because I mean, that's what we bitch about here in the ESG world. More, where the women, where are the black people? So all right, Super Bowl wins.
I would like it to be though. It's true. If I was living in 1997, it's almost like they were like, we did it wrong 25 years ago. Let's do the same thing and just add some more of the right stuff. Can we just do the right stuff now? Do we have to reboot 25 years ago stuff to do the right thing now? I don't think we do. Can't we just? And that was like even in the Super Bowl halftime show, as like Dre and Snoop are performing, I'm thinking to myself, there are young people out there. There are young people, right? You know that there are. And
Can I
it was
yeah.
just not
Before-
like, I don't know.
Before we sign
For
off,
me.
can I say my real disappointment of the night is that two of my favorite woke inclusion acts, Hannah Waddingham, Idris Elba, two of the sexiest people alive, two of the greatest, two of my favorites. Both their ads sucked, but I'm just thankful that we're in a woke era because they wouldn't have been there years ago. So, and I love them both. So that's all. That's it. That's my last point of view. That's it. Done.
That's
love
how we're
them.
going to end the show. We're going to end it with that.
I know Emma agrees with me. I know she's not going to say it, but she agrees
That's how we're
that
gonna
they're
end the
both great and sexy.
We're going to end the show with Idris Elba and Hannah Waddington are hot.
They are. Get over-
That was Damian Rollis and Emma Lurking. I'm Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float Media. You got nothing out of this show, but come back tomorrow where we'll give
I
you
put
something.
an ESG slant on it. I don't know what you guys were. You guys were just complaining about everything. Jesus.
Because it's literally like 6 hours. Did you watch the pregame show or did you watch the pregame show? Because there
No.
was literally 6 hours
didn't
of
care.
pregame show
I don't care
before
about any
the
of it.
pregame show.
I didn't even care about the
Exactly.
game. Yeah, I didn't care.
It's hard to care about anything. Oh yeah, there was a
either.
game somewhere in there
I played
too,
backgammon.
and apparently stuff happened.
Sure.
We'll be back tomorrow with more Business Pants. Tune in for that if you care about anything. Goodbye.